some people might look at $221 million over 4 years and say, well, this is a start, okay? How do you ensure the continuity of programs like this so that it's not one of those reactionary things that happens just because it's trendy? We would like to see that this becomes a mainstay of in Canada, that there's a particular attention paid to those who historically have not been brought along, have been disadvantaged, so to speak. What is your government's plan to ensure the continuity of a program such as this? Because you cannot just end at $221 million over 4 years.
That's a very good question, and which is what that third element I was talking about. I think it's really important. This government certainly makes decisions based on data, makes a decision based on on evidence. It's really important that we, right from the very beginning of a program like this, to also put significant investment. So $6.5 million is going towards a knowledge hub. This is a collaboration that is going to, that's going to have, academia involved, so that the research methodology is one that everyone can trust and that is sound and actually is a good foundation for that knowledge. Stats Canada, we will be participating and collaborating with Statistics Canada, and of course, at the very heart of this, the community. So the Knowledge Hub is going to help us understand and help the Canadian people, and to help Black-owned businesses and the community understand, what some of those things that work are, and therefore we should actually be making investments in those areas, that actually gets to better results in the future, but also understanding what those barriers are, and have we done a good job, or have we done a good job at addressing those? So that's why the program is comprehensive the way it is. So I believe that this is a start. So you start with bringing the community in, and those leaders in who actually who understand the realities of Black-owned businesses, and building some capacity and support to support their success, making sure that there's funding available to fund and capitalize businesses, and then number 3, to understand how it has been working, how it's working, and how it needs to be guided by that data and by that work into the future.
Now, before you leave, because thanks for your time again, and I know you have a very busy day, but I can't leave you without asking you this question. Now, in the United States, there's something that has been implemented since 2000 called the Africa Growth and Opportunity Act, which I'm sure you're familiar with. Why hasn't Canada implemented something similar that will encourage preferential trade between Canada and Sub-Saharan Africa, so that tariffs are waived and it's not really just a resource-based relationship, but something a little bit deeper? And of course, that, in my opinion, would help Black and African people here in Canada also in terms of their overall economic state. Is there something in the works that would bring about such a program similar to the Africa Growth and Opportunity Act that exists in the United States?
That's a very good question. I think that the way for me to answer this is to talk a little bit about the really terrific trade mission that I led to Africa just earlier in February. It was wonderful that we were able to do this because it was right before COVID-19 hit. For me, it was great to be back on the African continent again. The last time I was there was a little over 10 years ago. So to travel to Africa, to be in South Africa at Mining Indaba, to meet with the range of Canadian businesses that are operating in Africa as part of course, in resource development was very important, but also working with the Canada-Africa Chamber of Business so that we are working together to encourage a greater exchange of businesses between the two countries, looking at opportunities that are in Africa for Canadian businesses to do business in Africa, and the other way is what we have been working on. So I would like to think that where we are starting is where we have started, and where this work continues is grounded in people. It's grounded in our close people-to-people ties. It's grounded in the business opportunities that the business community has already working on and continues to identify. But it is working in partnership with organizations like the Canada-Africa Chamber of Commerce. We've signed an MOU to be able to continue to do that work. It was a good trade mission, and of course I continue to do work with my colleagues on the continent. Canada certainly provided capacity building to the African Union as they put their own FTA, free trade agreement, together within the continent. So there is work to do, and it's exciting work. I'm looking forward to continuing that, and I think we're off to a start. But you're right, there is more to do, and there are opportunities. And I think that Canada is very well placed to do this. We have strong people-to-people ties. We have strong relationships with many of the countries in the African Union. We have presence already, and we contribute to, we contribute in sort of in many ways. So that work will have to continue.
Well, that's very good. That's a very good start. I hope that that will continue. Now, just finally, what are the next steps? What are the actual dates? Because the banks are saying they don't have any instructions so far and no money to disburse. What are the actual timeline for the rollout of the Black Entrepreneurship Program?
Yeah, very good question. We're working as fast as we can. The way I look at this program is that it's very important that we get this design right. I want at the table with me right away those organizations in the ecosystem that are comprised of the Black business organizations, the sort of the ecosystem partners is what I call them. I want them to be in place. So the first order of business really is to make sure that we get them in place so that they are at the table with me. Of course, the banks are there, and I applaud their commitment to this, because I think that we all are working on this together. But I think that the very first order of business is to make sure that I get my ecosystem partners in place so that we walk the talk. I don't want to begin to have, a dialogue bilaterally, if you will, with the banks. I want it to be together. I want us to start this and to start it together. So I must have our ecosystem partners in place. So that's where we're going to start. And I know people will say, well, that's going to take time for us to get the loans. They're right. It will. But it's because I want to do this right, and I want the Black-owned businesses and those organizations that represent them, and though as my ecosystem partners, to begin with us, and I want us to do it together.
Thank you very much, Ms. Mary Ng, for joining us today on Outlook Africa. It has been our pleasure, and we will follow up on this program to ensure that it is rolled out and it's effective for the people that it's intended to serve. Thanks again.
Indeed. Thank you so much. And please do. I look forward to coming back and talking about progress. And I think what you said is absolutely important. Making sure that this works for the people it's designed to work for.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So we just finished quite an interesting discussion with Ms. Mary Ng, the Canadian Minister of Small Business and International Trade. She was in here to explain to us the rollout of the Black Entrepreneurship Program, which is a one-of-its-kind program introduced by Prime Minister Justin Trudeau here in Canada to assist Black business owners to help with overcoming some of what one would consider systemic barriers to accessing financing here in Canada. We hope you enjoyed the topic, and we'll see you next time here on Outlook Africa.